Pienso que tú puedes escuchar las calles de Medellin, Colombia. I think you could probably hear the streets of Medellin, Colombia, a very authentic feel as we kick off season 6 of the Circle Up podcast. And I wanted to make a video and an audio to kick this season off because it's extremely special. When we started the Circle Up podcast, we wanted to make it world class. We wanted to give a world-class fuck. We wanted to make it innovative and exciting and bring something fresh every single episode. And I think that's exactly what we're doing with season 6. Let me backtrack for those of you that have never heard the backstory for Circle Up in 60 seconds. There's so many places to start. Landmark is a personal development seminar, and I've done the curriculum for living, which is 3 separate seminars with Landmark. I've done it with a bunch of colleagues and friends, and it's made a huge difference in my life. It's transformed my life. The third session, that final weekend, is called the Self-Expression and Leadership Program. It actually lasted 3 months, and the purpose was to create a community project that helps to solve a challenge that that particular community is experiencing. And now the intersection is, I struggled with my mental health when I was in high school, and when I found public speaking, moving to Toronto in 2016, I found that by sharing my story, it actually helped me to change the meaning behind those experiences that I felt and had when I was in high school. It helped me to find purpose and meaning in the struggle that I went through, and so I started sharing the story and the background of me experiencing struggles with my mental health and what that was like, and I've talked about it a lot. And so through that process of changing the meaning and sharing, hoping to impart some lessons on people that are going through struggles or will struggle, will have a friend that struggles, I found a charity called Jack.org, and they are my favorite charity in the whole world. They are the leaders in youth mental health education, and I volunteered with them for over 3 years, and I gained so many valuable leadership opportunities and lessons speaking at high schools and universities about youth mental health. So that was a big part of my journey. And finally, the last puzzle piece was I did another seminar. Personal development is very important to me. Jim Rohn said, you can't change the destination of your life overnight, but you can change the direction. And every time I read a book, or every time I meet an inspiring person, or every time I put myself in a position to learn and grow and expand, I really feel like I'm altering the course of my life. I'm changing the direction in an empowering way that supports the man that I've always wanted to be. So I did this final seminar called the Men's Weekend. It started off as a women's counseling and coaching and relationships counseling business. And it turned into then women's weekends and women, looking for ways to be able to make their marriages successful. And then finally, it got to the point where they asked, "Hey, can we do men's weekends as well? Because it's really working, and these women's lives are transforming, and their marriages are transforming, and all these men, they're falling behind, or they want to know how they can be better husbands or better fathers or better men." And so a men's weekend was created, and it's just a seminar with tools that you can use to apply into your life like any other seminar. And so a couple of these experiences were happening to me, and these different communities were aligning, and I finally did my self-expression leadership project, and I created a Circle Up. And it was the purpose was a modern conversation about men's mental health, because now I was part of a men's community and a mental health communities, and it was incredible, and I had no idea what I was doing, and I have the best friends in the world and the best leaders in my life who help support, grow it, and kick it off, and be there to have that really difficult conversation that is very uncomfortable for men, which is, what do I do when I'm struggling? How do I be there for myself? How do I be there for other men? How do I talk about what I'm going through? How to stop denying and deflecting and avoiding all of the emotions that I experience and the traumas that I've received going through life. How do I take ownership of my life? Like, these difficult conversations. We had that original fire, and it was incredible. It happened right before the pandemic. right in February of 2020, February 28th actually, and we had 30 men in my network come together to have that conversation, and from that it inspired so much different leadership and so much facilitation of these conversations that the ripples are just unimaginable. I never would have expected to get here. And that's exactly what this season is about. It's not about me, it's about the men that took it from just an idea or just a concept or just something that I was excited about and kind of had to do because I was part of this project and it was what we were supposed to do, so I did it. And they made it come to life. And they made it their own. There are dozens of men that have contributed their energy, their commitment, their care to building Circle Up to what it is today. We've graduated over 8 teams. These are 8-week to 10-week men's circles where men talk about honor and integrity, their challenges, and taking their mask off and being there for each other. We've graduated 8 of these teams. This is not a small task. This is hundreds of man hours. This is commitment at its finest, commitment to serving each other, commitment to becoming the best version of ourselves, and so just trying to come to terms with the fact that none of this would have been possible with all of those men that contributed their time and energy. I wanted to bring them on this show to tell their stories so you can see who's been digging the well of Circle Up, because I really have the vision, I think, without a shadow of a doubt, that Circle Up is going to become one of the most important brands in the mental health space, in the masculinity space, in the masculine care space, and I do take a lot of pride in having the courage to kick off that first circle, but I cannot take any credit beyond that. All I've been doing is telling the story of why I started it, and now I want to tell the stories of the men who have been building this, who have brought it to where it is. There's just so many inspiring leaders that have contributed to my life and the lives of all of the men that graduated Circle Up's programs, and will continue to then ripples like beyond imagination. And so if you stuck along to this point, season 6 of the Circle Up podcast is about highlighting the men that have been digging the well since the beginning and telling their stories, finding out why they're so passionate about this work, what difference it's made in their lives, and the inspiration they hope to impart on us all. The world is a better place because of these men's contributions, and I'm excited for season 6 for you to hear their stories. Last but not least, if you have any curiosity about Circle Up, participating in our programs, contributing your energy and service to what we do to the broader community, please DM us at Circle Up, Project Circle Up on Instagram. You can DM me personally as well. It's Jonathan F. Andrews on Instagram. Probably the best way to reach us. You can reach us on Facebook as well, same Jonathan Andrews and Project Circle Up. We will reply, and we would love to collaborate, and we would love your feedback, and I am excited for another exciting season. I'm excited for an exciting season of the Project Circle Up podcast. Ciao for now.